Welcome to Know Your Money, where we will explore our relationship with money and how the psychology of it impacts our financial decisions, as everyone thinks about money differently. In our podcast, we'll be presenting a variety of financial topics in an easy-to-understand way, which we hope will assist you with managing your money. Welcome to Know Your Money. Hello, Warren. Hello, Craig. How are you guys?
Bron, good, and you? Warren, good to see you again.
Always a pleasure.
Absolutely. So today's episode, we wanted to just explain income protection and sort of severe illness and why it's so important to have it from a young age.
So what is income protection?
Okay, so basically income protection is if you start earning a salary, you would like to protect that salary. So in the event of you becoming disabled or getting a severe illness, you might lose your job from those illnesses. Income protection and severe illness provides funds to ensure that you could still get that salary. Do you want to explain the thing that happened with your cousin?
Yeah, so loss of income for me is the most important cover. If you think of what your salary is, say, when you finish school or studying all the way until you're 65 or 70 years old. If you did that calculation, it'll be millions and millions of rands. So if something stops you from earning money, and that's not that you haven't got a job, but that your health has failed, you could have had an accident or you could have had an illness and you cannot go back to work, who looks after you for all those years? And sadly, I've got a cousin who was run over at 13 years old. She was knocked over by a car and the bone marrow went into her blood, into her brain, and she's a cerebral palsy victim today, but she's in her 70s.
Sure.
And both her parents have passed. Thank goodness the family have supported her, but that does put a burden on her brothers and sisters. And it's, as usual, only some of them are able to help her out. So a loss of income protection plan, you could have, if she was a bit young, but the newer plans now, some of the companies like Bidvest Life have a plan that while you're at university, you're not earning money, but you still a risk because things go wrong, especially with university students, and you can start insuring that person for if anything does go wrong and they're not able to work. I think they start around 10,000 Rand a month. You can insure your child while at varsity for loss of income potentially, and that could help if that ever did happen, that you'd have some money for the rest of their lives. It's very, very important. So loss of income is the most important cover. Most people don't have it when they go in their own businesses. They don't have it. They don't think about it. It's a little bit more expensive than the other types of cover. So it's obviously, no, I can't really afford it. Well, you actually can't afford not to have it. It's the most important cover.
Absolutely. And I think what it basically does is it just helps you for the rest of your life if that income ever stopped. Does that make sense, Warren? Do you understand what it is?
Yeah, just so I understand a bit more. So let's say I started a policy, I'm now 37, and I'd started one when I was 30, and I paid X amount into it a month. How would that, what's the word for it? How does that play out then if I have a massive life-changing incident, I can't work anymore? How do I get paid out? What would it reflect regards to? Is it regards to the amount I put in, or how does it work?
Okay, so it's got nothing to do with what you put in. It's what you're insured for. So say, for example, on the policy at that time you were earning a salary of 20,000 Rand and you could insure 20,000 Rand.
Right, okay.
So then your 20,000 Rand would pay out, and that, depending on how the policy is structured, will remain 20,000 Rand till the age of 65. Or if there was inflation on that, it would be 20,000 Rand and grow every single year till the age of 65, or whole of life, some of the companies do give you. So you would still then get your salary, but now from the policy. So if it costs 500 Rand and the following month you got it, you'd still get the 20,000 Rand.
Right, understood. And what about, is this something that you could then leave to a beneficiary if you die early, or is it not one of those?
No, it's protecting your income. It's ensuring your income for the rest of your working life. That's what it's meant to be. So most people will say, but you ask somebody, say, have you insured your car? Yes, for sure. But the biggest asset you have is yourself. So you ask the question, if you had a chicken that laid golden eggs, would you insure the eggs or the chicken? And hopefully, Warren, you'd say the chicken, because you're going to get more eggs out of that chicken.
Yes, definitely.
And you are the chicken. So you need to insure yourself against future, because your salary your income for the next 20, 30, 40, however many years is very important to insure against something going wrong.
And you just don't think it's going to happen to you.
No, no one does. No one wants to. And then I think what's really important in the example you gave is actually taking the burden away from your family if something did happen.
100%.
Yes.
100%.
Or at least, shaving some of it off.
100%, correct.
Yeah.
That's very interesting, and I think that's something I should look into, because I didn't even know it existed. I think we've talked about it once before. It's...
So for me, that is the most important cover you should have.
And then that one, obviously... at the age of 65, incident-free, that's it, though. You don't get anything back. It's the insurance
that's
policy.
That's the grudge
Correct.
purchase.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Correct.
So it definitely is a grudge for people, but it's exactly, until it happens. And the other one, which we think is really important, is also severe illness cover, but we can chat about that in another episode. But that... most people know someone that has had a severe illness. So that's cancers, heart attacks, strokes.
Well, my dad, he was out of work for a while,
Yeah.
Exactly.
And they go hand in hand.
Yes.
Okay.
They do. And that cover we do think is really important to also have.
Could I just ask a question, though? Because, there are so many policies one could have. And as financial advisors, at what point do your policies take away your ability to enjoy life because you are paying so much for them?
So this is where it is all about a balancing act and just knowing that whatever situation had to come, you're okay. So, enough of it's going towards retirement, enough of it goes if you pass away, enough of it goes if you become disabled. It really is about understanding what your budget is, but then catering for all of these different scenarios that could happen.
And setting a reasonable budget on your insurances, so to speak.
For sure. So you protect your asset, and that's one of the protections is yourself, and you create savings, and then you have a balance of that, and it doesn't the protect side doesn't have to be very expensive at all. That's actually very affordable, especially while you're young.
Yeah, and definitely. I think one of the main things that we did need to say is try and take these things out as young as possible. First of all, because your rates are generally a little bit cheaper. And secondly, you are healthier and you can take out the cover. The problem is a lot of people get an illness and then want to take out cover, and then you're not going to be able to get it.
The older you get, you're in a demographic of people who are more likely to get ill.
Yeah, thank you, Warren.
Craig, I didn't look at... I did look at you. But you've already got it, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I know, not the illness, the cover, yeah.
No, for sure, absolutely.
And you saw benefit from having cover in place,
correct. Yeah.
So definitely. So the take homes is definitely look into it, and the younger you are, you really should have it.
Protect your income.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Good one. Yeah.
Bye. Thank you for listening. If you have enjoyed this podcast, would like to subscribe, please visit our website www.growthfp.co.za. The information we have provided in this podcast is our personal opinion. For more detailed information, please discuss your financial situation with a financial planner.